They surprise everyone. They surprise you. They surprise us. They surprise every one of us. Everyone interested in football. But what a bowl of fresh air. This is amazing to see such a smallest team giving so much on the football field.
Well, it's a big Champions League night, and what a pleasure it is to have David Ginola joining us now. David, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. A real pleasure to have you on. Obviously, you won Liga with PSG, but you also played for Brest, and what a joy it's been to watch them in the Champions League campaign so far this season. How has it been for you watching them?
Well, what a story. I mean, if 25 years ago, someone have told me, you know, one day Brest will play in the Champions League, will be fourth in the table. They had already 10 points. I would say, well, you're kidding. Brest is a very interesting club. It's not a huge club, but, you know, everything is there. The will, the people. Brittany in France is a very strong identity in our country. So in that team, we see all of that.
David, just to add to that, could you give the American audience, just to understand the magnitude of the achievement that a club like Brest has made to be playing in the Champions League?
Well, first of all, it's the first time ever that Brest have been playing in that competition, in the Champions League. And everyone at the beginning was thinking, well, okay, that would be a casualty Brest for other teams. Obviously, they are the smallest club. If you take all the clubs in that new formula, they are the smallest one, the first participation, the first ever. And then the surprises for everyone. They surprise everyone. They surprise you. They surprise us. They surprise every one of us, everyone interested in football. But what a bowl of fresh air. This is amazing to see such a smallest team giving so much on the football field. I think it's a perfect example, for example, for teams like PSG. Sometimes they needed more of that, more will on the football pitch. This is driving everything forward. And Brest, they don't have the best player in the world, but they got something very special right here in their hearts.
David, obviously you play for some special clubs. It's just crazy that we're talking to you about mainly about Brest and what they're accomplishing. Do you miss being in football? You didn't want to be a manager? You want to do anything? And can you also let us, the people know what you're doing now?
Missing football, I think, is every day because you've been playing football since you're 5-6 years old. When you stop playing and you retire from the game, you get 35, 36, and you're still a young man. You're still thinking about other things, and you wish that football would be played forever. And
that makes one of us.
And I think for all of us, it's the same. Staying in football as a manager, as a sports director, you stick with the club. You stick with the philosophy and the mentality of football. And I think this is what I miss the most. Sharing things with my friends, with my teammates, the relationship with the fans. Also, is very important. Everywhere I've been playing, in France, in Paris, or in Newcastle or Tottenham, every time my relationship with the fans were very, very special. So that's why it was so complicated for me to lead those clubs. And then, but, that's the way it is. You're getting older, and I wish we could play for football until 80 years old, but not interesting for the fans.
That's the opposite to you, actually, Grella. You didn't necessarily have that relationship with the fans, as you told us, with Leeds United many times, and now you're having the best time of your career with us. No,
the one difference we have, he said, he misses football. Obviously, he's a big lover of football. For me, I'm happy that I'm not playing anymore.
Nigel, though, is so excited to speak to you, David. I don't think I've ever seen you this excited. You said that you actually used to go around school pretending
Of course.
David Ginola.
David Ginola is a legend in the game of football. When I'm talking about talently gifted football players where you could not coach, it was David Ginola. Had such a big impact at his clubs at Newcastle and Tottenham, and it was a pleasure and honour to watch you play. So my question is this, David. With you alongside the great Eric Cantona, who had the better acting career?
Alors, first of all, I might say that Eric Cantona is an actor, a proper actor. I've been trying, but I've been doing some stuff in the movie industry. I did some shorts, some long ones, but I can't really say that I'm not interested. But it's very different. I mean, when you acting and you spend some time on the set, most of the time you're waiting. You need to be very patient. You need to sometimes to spend hours without doing anything. So that was probably because you come from football, and football is all about instinct. It's all about giving everything. So you're starting at 8, and you ending up at some points. But you know when you start, and you know roughly when you're gonna start. In acting is a bit different. You don't know when you're gonna start, and you don't know when you're gonna end. So it's a different project. It's a different attitude towards that, and I wish I could do more. But I've done so many things in my entire life. Since I retired from the game. So one more or two more, plenty more will not be a problem, and no issue at all.
Speaking on that, David, quickly, you know that when you're saying about you don't know when it's going to end, one of your old clubs, Paris Saint-Germain, it could be ending very soon for them. What's been your quick take on them and their form in the Champions League this year?
Don't be so hard on them. I know exactly what you mean. You only get 4 points. When you see others like Liverpool having 12 points, and you are very, very far from the straight qualification. I think it's very important right from tonight to beat Bayern Munich, but it's going to be a very complicated game, obviously, when you play away, when you know the form of Bayern Munich. But Paris is capable of anything, anytime, but they need to get this wheel all together, right from the dressing room, the words from Luis Enrique, and playing as a team. And, this is when it's going to start to move forward the entire club. And right now, I don't see that kind of mood. Last game they played against Atletico at halftime, I was there, I was watching the game. And when I saw the players entering for the second half, I didn't see anyone, shouting and say, "Come on, boys, let's be together. Let's do the job." It was like getting out in the park, walking on the grass, without any will of doing something really special. And it reminds me some of the games we played in the past that it was like. It was hard sometimes, but the thing that saved us was always there, being all together, connected. And sometimes I don't see the team being connecting between the players.
That's an incredible point you made. We just had a conversation about that not long ago. Now, we asked you about the surprise of Brest in the Champions League. What about the surprise a little bit of Aston Villa and what they did at home to Bayern Munich on a Champions League night, beat Bayern Munich? Did you ever think that that was possible?
Everything is possible in football, as you know. Anyone can beat anyone on one game. It's so nice to see Aston Villa. The time my time there wasn't the best of my career, but I really love the fans. I really love the people, and I'm so glad right now that they're really enjoying a new era with new players, with Emery doing a good job. I mean, everything is moving forward, and you can feel it. Sometimes from France, we're watching the English Premier League, and some of the clubs are getting there. You see Nottingham Forest, they've been great in the 80s, and they lost a little bit, and and now they come back into the game. So it's nice to see that. You know, always talking about Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, Tottenham, Chelsea, all the best clubs around. Okay, but it's good to see clubs like Villa, like Nottingham Forest, clubs who are coming, and you see they are here to challenge the best clubs around. And Aston Villa is a perfect example.
I completely agree. I love the Nottingham Forest in there as well. Hey, maybe we'll be playing in the Champions League next season as well. Yeah. David, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the games tonight.
Thank you, guys.